Welcome to the Divine Feminines podcast and channel. I'm your host, Steph D'Sa. Welcome back to those that have been with us before, and welcome to any new joins and new subscribers. Welcome, you're all the Soul Tribe. And in today's episode, we are talking about how do you know you've met your twin flame? Or do you think you've met your twin flame? We're going to talk about the signs and potential sort of telltale indications of what that might mean, so you can get more clear. Now, before I get started and we talk about this, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. We're on YouTube, Divine Feminines. We're on all major podcast platforms. That's Apple, Google, Spotify, and more. And you can catch us with some great social media content on TikTok and Instagram, and that's Divine Feminines with a Z. Now, why subscribe to this channel? Because we talk about great things, all mind, body, soul, moon manifestation, moon magic, and empowerment, ultimately, bringing in your masculine and feminine energies into balance. We also talk about the twin flame journey, and that's something we have a lot of content coming up on soon, so stay tuned. And also high vibrational soul connections, just how you become better and come into your own self-union. So, what are the most common twin flame signs and symptoms? Some of you that are watching may resonate and say, yes, I know I'm a twin flame. I'm certain and I don't need to know this. Some of you might be like, I don't know if that's my twin flame. I'm still trying to figure it out. Some of you might be like, I thought it was my twin flame. Now I don't know if it's my twin flame. And I'm just confused because lots of weird things are happening. So hopefully this content and this episode and just anything I share from my personal experiences will help you on your journey where you're at now. As I've said before, I'm a twin flame and I'm saying it loud and proud. It's not an easy journey. However, some of us are called to go on this journey to awaken. We are all being called to awaken. Not everyone is taking that calling in this lifetime. Those that are coming through via different routes to activate their awakening. And one set or a cluster of various souls are coming through as twin flames. There's other souls that are coming through via other ways of awakening, and it doesn't make any of us better or less than each other. It's just the different, it's almost like taking a plane and you're going to the same destination, but each pilot drives differently, and that's the best way to see it. So now I just want to say that the reason why I'm doing these videos is because there's a lot of misinformation about twin flames, and it does bug me sometimes. I've been on a journey and I have had to discern and use my own intuition and my own kind of trust in myself to go, yes, makes sense, no, doesn't make sense, yeah. So I hope that this helps. I'm genuinely giving my authentic truth and what I believe will help others. And also just because I feel like a lot of people also think that finding your twin flame is something cool. Don't get me wrong, it can be quite it is a very life-changing experience, but it's not easy and it's not for everyone, and not everyone's going to be called on that journey. So if you're out there like trying to find a twin flame, you're on the wrong path, because twin flames generally get found. They don't realize they're a twin flame till stuff starts happening and they're like, whoa, why is this kicking off? And then they're trying to look deeper and dig for answers, and usually that's when they find out. And I've had twin flames drawn to me, and I know. So after I started to realize and I started to come into my self-union, I had some people that I actually knew already and others that I've never met before that started to come in my path. And I knew that I was being called to help other twins and to support other twins. And this is why I'm here. I'm finally saying, you know what? I'm here to kind of help, give support, motivation, and just clarify some things, because there's a lot of misinformation. So how do you know you've met your twin flame, and what kind of signs and symptoms can help you? Well, you both may feel this intuitive soul connection. So you meet them for the first time, and you may have never even known this person. You met them by chance. You met them through a friend. You met them in a public event. Something. I mean, you could have met them on a dating app, and I'm not saying that that's not the case, but generally it's normally like an unexpected meeting. And then when you meet them, it's like, boom, the eye connection and this resonance, just ultimately chemistry, electric feeling right there and right then. You're like, whoa, like what is happening? And you're so drawn to this person. Intuitively, you just feel like, hey, I know you. And most times you feel drawn in an attraction, right? Like you are being pulled and you're feeling attracted to this person. You're like, hey, hello, I know when I met my twin flame. And I didn't know it was my twin flame at the time, of course, because I was totally unconscious to any of that. Took me years later. I've been on the journey for some time now. But I was like, hey, handsome, who are you? And I was trying to play it down, but I was like, this guy, I'm drawn, and I don't know why. It's not just his charisma. There's something in the eyes. There's something that's just making me want to talk to him, making me want to be around him and just talk and conversate, be friends. So that's definitely one feeling. You might just be pulled to them intuitively. You may also like know what they're thinking or feel how they're feeling at that time. And that's that intuitive connection. You know, you can kind of, they might go, yeah, I'm all right, but you know that they're not really. Now, most empaths and intuitive people can kind of pick that up on other occasions with other souls, right? Like I do. I can kind of read a room quite quickly. I can pick up vibes very fast. But with a twin, you can kind of get even more deeper, like you know exactly what they're thinking or really feeling. You can go even more layers deeper. And if you're not a very intuitive person and you start to experience that with the twin, that's going to be like a real kind of, you know, flag to say, yeah, there's something kind of a bit more deeper here. The other kind of sign is you share the same interests. So as you start to talk to them, you get to know them. It's like, wait a minute, how do you like all the same things as me? Or how have you experienced or enjoyed similar things to me from your childhood? Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of just similarities, just crossovers, and you just find it easy and fun and free to just talk about your interests and just, yeah, share that love for the same interests. And you're like, whoa, like you're literally the female or male version of me. Like you like all the same things, you kind of think a lot about the same things or just have a similar opinion, and you just laugh and think, this is cool. And with interests, it's interesting because you have similar thoughts and feelings about stuff. So say like something occurs in the world, or you know, you're experiencing stuff with family and friends, you both sort of feel and think the same way, and it's just like, oh, you get it. Oh, okay, I didn't even have to actually tell you, but as I'm telling you, you really understand me, and you're kind of responding to that the same way I would. So you really can resonate. You just feel and think very similar. It's like your mirror, like we say. I believe that the twin flames have actually come through as two souls, two individual souls with the same core energetic signature. Now, their mission was to help enlighten each other in their first meeting and trigger what was going to be their enlightenment. Not an easy task. And we'll go on to, you know, why those stages occur and why separation is necessary. But at the beginning, when you meet them, you know, all of this is happening and you're like trying to process a lot. And for those that, you know, for myself, I'm just going to share this. Like, I had a lot of that happening in the beginning, but I really didn't know it was a twin flame, and they kept coming in and out of my life a bit, or they were in my life for a while, but I didn't really get it, but I was just trying to pull myself back. So it was over a course of several years to the point that I was feeling some of these signs and synchronicities and what I'm sharing now again, because it doesn't go away. So later on in life, I was like, okay, there's something here, and I feel like God is involved, or there's some divine intervention. And this is when I felt I was already starting to sort of awaken, and then this was propelling me, and I was being brought back in front of my twin to experience what I'm sharing now, these sort of signs and symbols that will make you feel like, yeah, that's my twin flame. And I started to then research more and realize that actually I'm feeling a lot of this, and now I don't really have to, because I know it, right? And I've been living this sort of journey for a long time now. I think it's been 13, 14 years maybe. So, but for the most part of the beginning of it, like the first maybe 7, 8 years, I was like, I just knew that there was a draw, but I didn't understand any of this stuff. So I really do hope this helps, right? So what else? You're both naturally sort of drawn to one another. You can't help it. Like, they might piss you off and you might have arguments, but it can be quite love-hate. You might get triggered because you're going to trigger each other, right? But you just get drawn to them and you just want them. And now this is where it's interesting, you know, because most twins meet, it's like the best thing at the wrong time. And that tends to happen because we've been asked, or we've said we want to come and enlighten and pull ourselves out of karma and end contracts to ascend and bring an unconditional love, right? So this is why sometimes when you're feeling drawn to them, you're in another connection, or you've got other sort of things going on, or family have a certain type of view, or you've grown up a certain type of way, and the twins like a completely different culture or a different age, or it's just completely a different thing altogether, and you're like, but you're still being drawn to them. You're like, why is this happening? And you're kind of almost trying to battle with your ego, but your soul's being drawn and your ego's going, hey, no, this is not right. This does not fit into society's rules or what we know, Steph, or whatever your name is. So what else? You both dream the same dreams. You might have dreams of each other a lot. That's very, very regular, but you may dream of each other or similar dreams, and then you share them, but you have similar visions as well in life. So you see, like, you may want to travel the world and they want to travel the world, or you might want to live abroad and they want to live abroad, or you want to start your own business and they want to start their own business. And the crazy thing is that they might want to start the same business in the same sort of field, or a very complementary field to what you already, work in or want to do. So like, that's definitely something that then pulls you more in, and it's no surprise because they're the twin and they see and want to do the same thing deep down in their heart and soul, because the twins have a mission, and when they do ascend together, and ideally if they have a 3D union, is to do mission work on earth, and part of that work or vision and dream is to bring more enlightenment to humanity, bring more light, bring more awareness, and help others to ascend, not just other twins but other souls as well. So what else? You both kind of effortlessly and naturally understand each other. And they kind of links to the other things I said, same interest, but you just get it. Like, you don't really need to explain yourself. You could just be like, this happened at work today. And the other one will be like, right, yeah, got it. Do you know what I mean? And you could talk to them for hours. It's like your best friend, lover and everything all in one. But if you haven't got intimate yet, it's literally like your best friend, and you feel like anything happens, you want to go and tell them, and you know that they ultimately, I can hear the birds. I'm in this beautiful hotel, Macanda in Costa Rica. It is a stunning hotel. I'll be sure to take other videos around the place, but it's getting nighttime and the sun is setting. Had to close the back door because it's to the jungle and it's beautiful, but the monkeys wanted to come in, and I was like, heck no, I can't do this with the little monkeys trying to creep in and hang out with me, because that would not be possible. So and that you just can be your authentic self. So I don't know, like, if you felt this, but I know for myself, like, I could just talk. I was just like blah, 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 talking about me, but just being so open about who I am, what my dreams are, and just being me. And I noticed that when I was with my twin, I really got to know them and their soul just in such an authentic way. And outside to others, they may have thought, oh, the person's like this or whatever. And this vice versa, others might have thought I was like this and that, but only I felt that me and my twin actually really knew each other, and I really knew him and he really knew me, regardless of what others said or whoever was around. And that is a real power, because that allows us to see that we can be our true selves. And part of this twin flame journey is to shine your light, is to really be who you are meant to be. Remember who you are, and then stand up and raise your vibration and light to your authentic self, and not hold back, and just be your true self. So your twin really helps you to almost like, it's like a audition, dress rehearsal, because you're doing it with them and you're like, whoa, like, I could be like this, I could totally be like this, but why am I not? And then that's when the awakening really kicks in, because you get triggered and you get pulled. Sorry, throat activation. There's stuff going on right now. The energies out now are, there's definitely, shout out to Vibe with May, my sister, because she was saying, oh, my throat chakra, and I was feeling that today too. So I don't know if it's the aircon in here, but I'm definitely feeling it. I'm almost done though. So yeah, being your authentic self is so important, and I can be my authentic self now, and I can really shine my light. And I never knew that I'd be talking about twin flames and everything else, but I definitely was someone that was meant to talk and to share knowledge and to help others and to kind of just embrace what I've been through and be proud about it so that I can help others embrace their journey and give them the motivation to, dig deeper. So if any of these signs are happening for you, then you're more than likely definitely, connected to a twin flame. Now, the other sort of signs that you may find is that, you're very similar, like I said, you complement each other, your insecurities and doubts are amplified though. So like I said, you might trigger each other and they may have something that you don't have. So you see something in them that you're like, oh, and they see something in you that you're like, but then they also shine the light on the things that you need to do the work on. Also, the relationship is kind of tumultuous. Like, it can be quite volatile and up and down. It can have its intensity moments and pitfalls, and that can be quite like stressful, challenging. You're like, rip my hair out, like, how gosh, what have I done to my hair? But like, what am I, like, I can't, like, who is this person, right? But you keep coming back together, especially if you have broken up or you had fights. I know for me, my situation was literally like a kundalini, like in and out of each other's lives, always brought back together for some reason. And I knew that there was something deeper. So if that's happening, there's something for you to work on. They are shining a light and they're trying to guide you to where you need to do the work and to get to your higher purpose in life and to become your best self. Your connection feels divine. It feels very orchestrated by magic or, just the creator and the angels are there. Like, it just feels so special. There's something magical about it. I know that at one point, quite significantly, when I started to see 1111, years after I met my twin, I never saw 1111 when I met my twin. Maybe I did, but I was so unconscious to it that I didn't realize. I wasn't ready for it, so my eyes weren't open. But when I started to see it years later, and that must have been, a good almost 9 years later, right? I started seeing 1111, and he had texted me at 1111. It was one of the first times, and I just knew, and I actually even said, there's something very magical about us. And he agreed. And so it's just weird. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you may see 1111. That is definitely a twin flame number. It can, it's an open portal. It's the veil between the 3D and the 5D is thin, manifestation, opening gateway to the other realm, but definitely the sign of the twins. So if you're seeing that can be also a sign. And also you're seeing other number synchronicities, and you also have that psychic connection. Like I said before, like, if you are like able to just kind of know what's going on with them, you've got that connection. Like, you just get it, and you can pick up on things. I remember I was getting dreams about stuff to do with my twin before it even happened. And I was like, oh my gosh, and I used to write down my dreams. So I encourage you guys to write down your dreams. It helps. And then when he told me something, I was like, oh my gosh, I had a dream. I was like, what? I had a dream. I knew that. Actually, I didn't know that was going to happen, but it was obviously a premonition. And look, it's happened. Also, you may notice that when you do get intimate, if you do get intimate with your twin and you've met in the physical and there's a relationship, because some twins are still, talking online or have been dating or just as friends, because there's so many different formats of it when it kind of starts off. It doesn't necessarily mean that it goes to romantic stage straight away, but you may find that when you have had sort of a sexual exchange of energy, that stuff starts to manifest or things get triggered or brought to the surface, and that's your kundalini sort of activation and awakening happening through the twin flame connection. But part of that as well is like, you push each other to do better. You really encourage each other. You're like their best, biggest cheerleader. But see, that beauty of all of that, right? That they get you and you can be yourself. It's literally, they are showing you the mirror that you can go do that by yourself, right? You can literally do that alone. You can be that person on your own. And it's a beautiful thing. But at the time, you may not understand that. And when they do when you get ripped away from them or something happens to pull you back, you're like, oh my gosh, but I need them. Or what am I going to do? Like, they've been my go-to person or my best friend or whatever. But that's when, the divine, your higher self is asking you to be your own best friend. do the self-love, do the healing, become your best self in your highest vibration. When you do that, then you're in an ultimate place of power, authenticity. You're enlightened, and that power and light can, it's amplified and has a magnitudinal impact on everyone around. So I truly believe, and we'll come on to that on another episode, of why is separation with the twin flames so important. I want to also cover the stages of the twin flame journey, but we will come on to that in another episode too. So I hope that this episode was useful, helpful. Leave comments in the description box. Shout me out on Instagram or follow some of our content. Like I said, we've got loads of other great stuff. And with that being said, love and light, Soul Tribe. Mwah.